Happening now, police release new video from this week's shooting in Jamestown. The latest in the case, next. Plus, a longtime investigator in Chautauqua County passes away.
Well, we've got some more rain on the way and it's going to be tropical moisture. We'll talk about it in detail next as the News at Noon starts now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
In an attempt to identify the suspect in Tuesday's afternoon's shots fired incident in Jamestown, the city police department has released surveillance video from the scene. Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. We warn you, the video we're about to play might be graphic for some, so viewer discretion is advised. The clip was posted to the department's Facebook page showing a subject wearing a black hooded sweatshirt walk down Chandler Street from Center Street and fire 3 shots at a silver-colored SUV. Investigators say they have found several pieces of evidence from the scene and are now forwarding that material to a forensic lab for further review. Jamestown police responded to the area around 2:20 p.m. Tuesday for a report of multiple shots fired. Upon arrival, officers located the SUV that had been struck with at least 1 bullet. Officers report the occupant of that vehicle was not injured. Anyone who may have information in this shooting is asked to contact the Jamestown Police Department at 716-483-7537 or via their tips line. That number is 483-8477. All calls are kept confidential. Now, the FBI office here in Jamestown is also assisting in the investigation. A retired member of local law enforcement passed away peacefully this week. According to the Jamestown Police Department, Daniel K. Burns passed away Sunday after a courageous battle with cancer. Officials say Burns started his law enforcement career with JPD, later serving as an investigator for nearly 30 years with the New York State Police. Now, State Police Captain Eric Balin tells us, following this morning's announcement, that Burns had a strong reputation both personally and professionally. Jamestown Police Captain Robert Samuelson says that he was assigned to the CNET drug investigators for State Police and worked closely with the Jamestown Metro Drug Task Force for several years prior to his retirement. Burns retired from law enforcement in 2017. A new section of the Chautauqua County landfill opened yesterday in the town of Ellery. As WNY News Now's Mario Cosentino reports, the ribbon cutting, which officially opened that new cell of the garbage collection facility, is needed, as county officials say the previous cell just recently hit full capacity.
As you can see behind me, the hill's pretty big, and we're running out of space, so this is a very timely event here, and we're able to open this new cell and get the garbage in here.
Planning for the new cell, as the county's Director of Public Facilities Brad Bentley explained, began 8 years ago, while the construction itself was a 4-year process.
A lot of effort goes in. This isn't just a hole where we throw our garbage. It's pretty technologically advanced and takes a lot of work and effort.
A huge concern during the process, County Executive P.J. Wendell says, was the environmental impact the cell would have. This was mitigated by a welded bottom liner designed to contain the garbage within the pile. The county is also working on a way to take the methane gas emitted from the landfill and use it to produce electricity. Aside from being used to produce energy, the landfill will also be a source of income for the county.
We really keep the customers, the in-resident rates down. We charge $29.50 a ton of garbage. So any of the commercial haulers that come in, that's a very attractive rate for the surrounding area.
Wendell says that not every county runs their own landfill like Chautauqua County does, which helps them make decisions for themselves and keep costs down.
The tipping fees here are low, and we're able to maintain that low cost due to the fact that this is a county-run operation and it isn't something owned by a larger corporation.
Mario Cosentino, WNY News Now.
Mario, thank you. The landfill went into operation effective immediately following that ceremony. Bentley estimates that it will take about 20 years for the new cell to fill up. Upgrades to the Angola Travel Plaza will get underway later this month. The New York State Thruway Authority announced that news yesterday The agency says the $450 million project to redevelop 27 service areas across the state is part of a new initiative. The service areas were first built in the 1950s with the last update around the 90s. On July 29th, 10 service areas will close for the first phase of construction. Fuel services will remain open during that time, though. Among the upgrades, the Thruway Authority says, is to add new food options to include some healthy meals and other nationally recognized chains as well, which include Shake Shack, Panera Bread, Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, and Starbucks, just to name a few. Certainly a lot of people traveling this summer. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comment section down below. It's great to see Helen. Good to see Gio, Samantha. Good afternoon to Sandy, Wendy, Helen, Aaron, and Tammy as well. Hopefully you all are having a great day. We appreciate you tuning in. Well, now let's get to Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, who's joining us live in studio with a first look at our weather. And it seems like we've had a good amount of some severe activity over the last couple of days here, Dakota.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday was no exception with that. Those storms were hot yesterday, and we'll show you some of the viewer pictures of those. And we've still got more rain on the way. Live look over Findlay Lake shows you the rain falling 70 degrees right now with that dew point of 68. So the humidity's still up there for today. You'll see the rain coming in here from southwest, moving to the northeast. This is two systems. This is one, a cold front that's moving through, and then two, moisture surging in from the south from Tropical Storm Elsa. So we have two storm systems that are working together here to provide the rain showers. And because of that, we're going to see some locally heavy downpours today with some of this rain shower. So when you see this yellow and red color there, that starts to indicate the heavier amounts of rainfall. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that for any localized flooding issues. No flash flooding, though, for today. 84 was the high yesterday. Started the day at 63. 99 and 40 are the record highs and lows for the day. So through the afternoon today, basically the humidity not going anywhere for today. Scattered to widespread showers, maybe a couple thunderstorms later in the afternoon, heavy at times, so watch out for that. 71 on the hills, 78 across the lower elevations with that southwest wind, 7 to 16 miles per hour. Tomorrow, a few more showers. We get one good dry weather day this weekend, and then it's back to humidity. We'll talk about it in a few. Justin.
It's summertime in Western New York. Certainly, Dakota. Thank you. We'll see you back in about 10 minutes' time. Restaurants and bars here in New York State are allowed to continue using municipal spaces for outdoor dining this summer. That's after Governor Andrew Cuomo signed some new legislation yesterday. This extends an executive order by the governor, which was an attempt to help outdoor restaurant and bars who were struggling during the pandemic with restrictions on indoor dining. Well, last year, areas were closed off to allow for businesses to move out onto the sidewalks. Just this past weekend, other areas around our towns and cities were also closed off for restaurants. The new rules say that they could potentially do that again, but there's no indication that it could happen. Well, President Donald Trump is fighting to get back on social media by filing a class action lawsuit against big tech. Trump has been banned or suspended from Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube since the Capitol insurrection on January 6th. Twitter banned him altogether, and he's currently suspended from Facebook for at least 2 years. He announced the lawsuit during a press conference in New Jersey yesterday.
We're demanding an end to the shadow banning, a stop to the silencing, and a stop to the blacklisting, banishing, and canceling that you know so well. Our case will prove this censorship is unlawful, it's unconstitutional, and it's completely un-American.
Now, all three companies have declined to comment. Tech companies have consistently rejected claims that their platforms discriminate based on partisan ideology. In fact, several independent studies found that partisan voices, particularly on the right, are among some of the most engaged on social media. Well, coming up next, Dakota joins us again with a full look at our forecast and when those thunderstorms are expected to return to the Jamestown area, and later planning to get away this summer, while a new report says it might cost you a bit more. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Located along the Amish Trail, the Randolph Retail Company offers a variety of clothing, jewelry, and gifts for any occasion. Offering uptown merchandise at small-town prices, our locally owned business balances quality and value. With complimentary gift wrap here at the Randolph Retail Company, we pride ourselves in personal service. Check out our Facebook page or stop in today at 127 Main Street, Randolph, just a 20-minute drive from Jamestown.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job.
I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing.
After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working.
I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
Have the best summer ever with endless adventures at Girl Scout Summer Camp. Financial aid available, open to all girls. For more information, call or go to gswny.org.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
20 of the world's leading experts on coronaviruses and virus genetics say COVID-19 did not come from a lab. They're laying out evidence in a new online posting that is almost certainly came from an animal. Questions about the origins have made it all the way to the White House. Scientists say it's just a coincidence that COVID started in a Chinese city which happened to have a viral lab. They say Wuhan was probably the hot spot because it had multiple animal markets and is a travel hub in the region. Meanwhile, more than 4 million people across the globe have died from COVID-19 so far, according to Johns Hopkins University. Well, good news in the fight against cancer. A new report found fewer Americans are dying from the disease. The annual report of the nation's status of cancer was published today. Researchers found from 2014 to 2018, the overall death rate from cancer declined by more than 2% in men and over 1.5% in women. The biggest decline was in lung cancer and melanoma cases. Still, there were troubling signs. Researchers say mortality rates rose in cases of pancreatic cancer, brain cancer, and cancers affecting the nervous system. They also saw declines or showed disparities when it came to prostate, colorectal, and female breast cancers. Well, Elsa continues to wreak havoc on the southeastern U.S. as it creeps its way north. Now a tropical storm, Elsa sparked tornado warnings or watches in parts of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina overnight. The storm has killed at least one person here in the U.S. Karen Kafa with more.
Power outages, flooded streets, and fallen trees, the mark of Tropical Storm Elsa, which turned deadly in Jacksonville, Florida.
And then the Ortega area, a tree went down, and we had a fatality. Due to this storm.
The storm triggering tornado watches and warnings as it moved north. This, the aftermath of a suspected tornado at Naval Submarine Base Kings Bay in Georgia. Elsa made landfall on Florida's North Gulf Coast Wednesday morning as a tropical storm. The state still on guard with the potential for more storm-related damage.
You got to err on the side of caution. The ground right now all through the Big Bend area in Northeast Florida is saturated with the rain we've had over the last several weeks. So those trees are going to be vulnerable.
And high water.
We are, of course, as always, concerned about storm surge, rivers that may rise in the next couple of days.
Elsa is expected to weaken as it moves through the Carolinas. Still, in places like Virginia Beach and the Jersey Shore, precautions.
Everybody in general should take this opportunity to check their emergency kits, their preparedness kits, make sure that they have, all the necessary items.
The storm forecast to keep moving up the East Coast, reaching New England Friday. I'm Karen Kafa reporting.
Karen, thank you. Well, it's an icy cold treat synonymous with summer, and today is a day to celebrate it. Freezy Pops, no matter what your go-to flavor might be. They come in every color of the rainbow, but we all know red and blue are the first to disappear from the freezer. I don't know why. National Freezy Pop Day honors the frozen treat that's been around for more than 60 years. You can show off your favorite flavors by posting to social media like these guys did with the hashtag National Freezy Pop Day. That looks good. I love the blue. It's my favorite. Dakota, do you have a favorite Freezy Pop, sir?
I'm actually not a huge fan of Freezy Pops, believe it or not.
Oh, gosh. I love these things. I just bought like 1 million of them at Wegmans last weekend, which was a tough sell. It really was to my significant other. I really had to get out my salesman pitch, and I'm like, come on, don't you want a Freezy Pop? And we were going to get a small one, and I came out on top. We're stocked up for the rest of the summer now. But that's it. That's all I'm getting. Freezy Pops and no more gifts or anything like that till Christmas. Like, no more extra buys.
Well, you see, like, the Freezy Pops and the icicle things, like the icicle pops and whatnot, I'm not a huge fan of those. I mean, I'll eat one.
Right.
But they're not something that I would want to have all the time through summer, or something that I crave.
Right. Let us know what you guys think in the
just
comments down below. Do you like Freezy Pops? Do you not like Freezy Pops? If you do like them, what is your favorite flavor? I'm going to have to go with blue. Good to see Joseph. Nancy says she's hooked on Freezy Pops. I understand why. Good to see Sandy, Linda, and Pam as well. Hopefully you all are having a wonderful day out there. And
I was hooked on phonics, so I guess Nancy can be hooked on Freezy Pops.
Yeah. I want to go right to these weather pictures, Dakota, because it's really impressive some of the things that we saw yesterday and the damage caused by these storms.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of the issues we had yesterday was not necessarily wind damage, it was lightning damage. These storms yesterday were hot in their lightning output, cloud to ground lightning output. So lightning struck this power line here and brought it down. And we saw images all of like that. And speaking of how hot these storms were, how about this? Angela sending this in of the lightning streaking across the sky yesterday. And Josh sending this in, Sean's son, Sean Sweatman's son, sending this in. You can see the cloud to ground lightning strike there, and also lightning streaking across the sky. I mean, these storms produced a lot of lightning yesterday, and a lot of it was cloud to ground lightning, and that's what caused a lot of the power issues that we had across the area yesterday, was lightning striking things. And again, lightning is frightening. So My Local WX is the hashtag, also Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you send in those weather pictures and videos when you can safely. Yesterday, the rain fell in buckets, over 1.5 inches in Ishway in Cattaraugus County, over an inch here in town, also in Falconer, Gary, 98/100ths of an inch, 78/100ths of an inch in Salamanca and Kennedy, a little more than 1/4 of an inch worth of rainfall there. We're going to have more rain on the way today, and some of it could be even heavier than that. Clouds downtown from the top of the DoubleTree camera's broken. It went down yesterday, so this is the News Now cam. 69 degrees right now with a south wind of 10, and yeah, there's that dew point of 67, so that's still going to be a driving factor today. But here's the other story. Tropical Storm Elsa, we just talked about it, now up into the Carolinas. Notice all the feeder bands bringing excess tropical moisture back into the center of circulation. A weak tropical storm, 45 miles per hour, hanging out of that tropical storm status. But the problem that we have here is Elsa is contending with this to the north. This is a cold front moving in, so we're actually seeing a surge from tropical moisture from Elsa from the south, plus moisture coming in with this cold front from the west. So we have two systems that are working together to provide the moisture for today. And you'll see on First Defense Doppler radar, we already have rain showers moving on in. Not much in the way of lightning output so far, but we'll watch this. But there is a low-end marginal risk, a level 1 on a scale of 1 to 5, for at least a couple stronger storms across all of the region. You see the whole map is colored in dark green, so that means there is at least a small chance of a couple stronger storms this afternoon. So let's take you through Future Scan. It paints you the idea of some heavier showers moving on through basically this afternoon. And when it rains, it is going to pour this afternoon. So just understand that these are going to be tropical-like downpours. We may see a break, especially tonight. Tomorrow, we'll see a few more scattered showers as Elsa ultimately moves to our east across the east coast. Well, we may see some cloud cover from that. And then as we go into Saturday will be our best day. We should see partly to mostly sunny skies on Saturday, but then as we go into next week, the humidity returns, and also with that, the storm chances increase with that. So here's the computer estimated rainfall amounts. Again, don't take these totals to the bank. These are just computer estimated totals, but you're getting the idea here. We could see at least over an inch worth of rainfall out of these tropical downpours today. So again, not enough for flash flooding, but there could be some poor flooding, or at least some flooding in the poor drainage areas around the region. So when it rains, it pours today. Temperatures, these are not right. The temperature should be in the 70s today, but you get the idea. When it rains, it's going to pour. I've got the future right here. 72 tomorrow, 77 on Saturday. That's your pick day of the weekend. And then as we go into Sunday, more rain showers, and then the humidity returns along with those scattered showers and storms throughout much of next week. We'll take a break. Be right back.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for years he's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say, like if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
It's not just what we say, it's what we do.
Local first. It isn't just our slogan. It's our mindset every single day. So whether you're watching our daily live streams or staying up to date with reports on our website and mobile app, you'll always see the same attention to detail from reporters who passionately care about our community, who have one goal in mind: to always put the facts first.
For me, it's more than just getting the forecast right. What I love the most about my job is that I come into work every day to help break down the weather, letting people know how this is going to impact their day. We take pride that First Defense Weather is the only local weather team in the Southern Tier. We don't just copy and paste our weather from outside sources. Every part of our forecast is handmade right here in-house, something our team really takes pride in.
What matters to you matters to us. Every story, every day. WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. Finally here today, everything from flights, hotels, to car rentals are more expensive this summer. Experts say those soaring prices are caused by a strong rebound in demand across the travel industry. In today's Consumer Watch, Mary Maloney shows us why it's not keeping American travelers home.
Get ready for a pricey 2021 summer vacay. Experts tracking prices in several categories in the travel sector saying prices are soaring and breaking records.
Our weekend average daily rate right now in hotels
are higher than what we've ever seen.
According to data from hotel research firm STR, prices for hotels are up 44% from last year.
This is actually led by hotels that are outside of the top 25 markets, which before the pandemic is not something that you would have expected or seen.
Amanda Height, president of the STR, says popular vacation destinations are seeing hotel prices already surpassing 2019 levels. STR looked at data comparing the week ending in June 26th to the same time 2 years ago and found that in Orlando, prices were up 6%, and in Miami, they jumped 48%.
Other markets like San Diego, Tampa, New Orleans are all back to average daily rate at the same level as 2019.
Getting to your destination will also cost more. According to the Consumer Price Index, airline tickets were 24% higher in May compared to the same month last year. And rental car prices seeing the most extreme price hike. They soared 110% from a year ago. According to the Consumer Price Index, prices are 70% higher than before the pandemic. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
Mary, thank you. Experts say the increase in car rental prices is likely linked to the low supply of vehicles. Rental car companies sold off about a third of their fleets to survive the downturn during the height of the pandemic, and they've been unable to purchase the replacement vehicles this year due to a chip shortage that's choking off new car production. Certainly interesting time, and I know a lot of people want to get away. And I think we talked about this last month, Dakota. I had a staycation, stayed at the DoubleTree, great time, went to the Comedy Center. A couple weekends before that, I did get away to Cleveland. That was before they actually lifted like the mask mandates and things like that. But it is good to kind of get back to some sense of normalcy out there, and especially get away. No big vacations planned for me this year. Next year, we have a getaway to Virginia, which we've been trying to do. And we were going to try to do last year at this time, but it's just the uncertainty of everything. I think that's why so many people were so hesitant to stay home.
Well, I mean, I don't generally go on vacation because, you see, Justin has 35 weeks of vacation. I get one vacation week a year. So
you work too hard to go on vacation.
Yeah, I know.
Dakota, when he's off,
I'm too indebted.
You love it so much, and I think we both agree where it's hard to kind of get away, right? That's the biggest thing. Like I turn my phone off sometimes just to get away, and then something occurs that needs my attention, and no one can get a hold of me.
Yeah, and
you got to send me a telegram.
Well, I mean, the same thing happens with me. It's like if I go on vacation, or if I go away for a couple of days, I'd be checking the radar.
Right.
And I mean, not just locally, but even down there, I'd be checking the radar because it's obviously, which is what you should do. But I mean, even so, it's like I'd still be throwing out stuff on the Facebook and the Tweeter and whatnot. And it's just like I should be out at the pool, not sitting in the room throwing out, face bag updates.
Good to see Bob, Sherry, and Brenda. Hopefully you're all having a great day. We appreciate you tuning in. Real quick, funny story about the news. I was in Florida. This is probably, on the Space Coast 2 or 3 years ago. And we went to a zoo. And there was, somebody had an issue and they called the fire department. And I don't think it was a fire, but it was something of that nature. And I remember having this urge in me. I'm like, I gotta go over there and check that out. My family's like, no, do not. You are not with the local news. You enjoy just do what the rest of the tourists do and move on. And I'm like, but
take
a
picture and move on.
I did, yeah. I'm like snapping some pics and who covers it? West 2 News, I think, right? Are they in Orlando or some of the
WCH?
Whatever the CBS station was there.
I think they're NBC.
I better send them something, and I did. And they used it, and I thought, hey,
well, honestly,
write the checks to Justin Gould.
Well, honestly, a few years ago, I think it was in 2017, the early part of 2017 or something like that. I stayed a night up in Rochester for a comedy filming that I was a part of and whatnot, just in the audience, not part of the actual comedy thing. But, I stayed a night up there. And that particular night I left, we had severe weather here locally. So it's like I was stuck in the room doing Facebook updates on the severe weather. And it's just like, come on, we have to go. The show starts in a half hour. And I'm like, okay, but I got to throw this out first.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready for it. I know. That's how it is, you know. And the thing is, sometimes it's good just to get away from the technology. I know I don't like to say that because we're all about this technology, but it is good just to get away every now and then. We're back tomorrow, though, so see, shot myself in the foot. Telling you to get away and then telling you about tomorrow, reading the text. Join us tomorrow, Friday, right here live at noon. We hope to see you then. Have a great day.